Happy Friday, welcome to the Three Things I learned in SaaS, sports, tech, and live events. Number one is based on the first place best record in baseball having San Francisco Giants, who weren't even supposed to be competitive this year. It's a mistake that we made a lot as founders. What the Giants have done is they found a couple of people who had extraordinary abilities that were being buried because they were trying to do what everybody else did. Kevin Gossman and Anthony DeSclafani were very famously mediocre pitchers on their prior teams, but the Giants had identified that both pitchers were really great with 2 pitches. But they kept trying to throw 4 because that's the way things were supposed to be. We made this mistake a lot in our early days where we hired people into roles and we thought they were supposed to be good at everything because that's what everybody said. And then we finally understood that wasn't the case. Peter Thiel talks about it in 0 to 1. When he says that we're raised in an academic system that makes us all good at a lot of things, but not exceptional at specific things. When you're exceptional at specific things, you can really break through. Steve Jobs is a perfect example of this. When he came back to Apple and revived the company and the brand, he eliminated all the things that they weren't great at, and he focused just what they are great at. If you allow and empower your team to be great at what they're great at, you'll be surprised at the results. That's number one. Number 2, we are not trying to build a team of exceptions. Kirby Smart talks about it in The System when he and Nick Saban were at Alabama trying to build a team, and Kirby Smart was one of the lead recruiters. They got a lot of pressure from outside influencers to recruit specific kinds of recruits because that's what the scouting programs and the media said they were supposed to recruit, but they knew what they believed in and they went and did it. We had that same issue when we were founders. There's a lot of pressure externally from investors, from influencers online, from founders, and even from first customers to try to take you away from what your original plan was. Make sure that you're building the team that you set out to build and listening to good influences from the outside. But if they're telling you to chase the exceptions, you know, exceptional and exception are different things. We're not trying to build a team of exceptions. That's number 2. Number 3, set accountability for yourself and for the entire team. When I was in my early 20s, I started working in Bible studies for kids that were in high school, and instead of using the lectures that they gave me, I was writing my own lectures every week. And the reason I did it was because it had a deadline every week at Tuesday at 5 o'clock that I had to have something written. And it was important to me that I learned more about that. I learned more about that subject. Whenever anybody joins us, we've talked about in the past 3 things, they tell us what their goals are for the next 5 and 10 years. And what we want to do is hold that accountability across the board, much like when somebody who's going to run a marathon tells everybody that they know that they're going to run a marathon. If you do so, next thing you know, you might be 3 years into writing the 3 things and have all of these great memories for your family when they get older. That's it for this week. We'll see everybody next week on The 3 Things.